Hi, Judd here. This is why one should take careful notes at the time of something happening. For some reason, my notes on my cross-country ride for research for the American Cancer Society in 1971, I stopped taking notes on the 15th of April, and I actually have no idea on what date I actually arrived at the Grand Canyon, how long I spent there, or anything past that point. I know I was at the Grand Canyon at the end of April, so about 50 years ago now-ish, and I spent 3 or 4 days there. I'm not really sure how long, but I hiked down, and hiking down took 1 day, hiking out took 2 days, and these are just pictures from my day at the Grand Canyon, starting at the east end and then going down into the canyon on the next day. And I will add narration as this plays along. All right, this is the entrance. I'm coming in from the east, which is not the way most people come in. That's me at the Grand Canyon on my bike. Now, this is looking out over the eastern end, at the eastern end of the canyon. And one of the problems you have at the Grand Canyon is you're so odd. Even in the days of film, you kept taking the same picture over and over, so some of these actually repeat. This is Desert Tower at the eastern end of the park, and that's looking down from the top of the tower to the ground and then out into the canyon. That's Battleship Butte. I love that thing. And there's the first point where you can see the river. It's shallow at this end, or this is the shallower end of the canyon, but I just kept looking around and taking pictures and taking pictures and taking pictures. None of which, that's looking through the telescope to get a close-up of one of the buttes. And that's a repeat picture, but it was just also striking. The colors don't come out on this film as well. These are slides. That's looking back from the next viewpoint at Desert View Tower. And, I stopped at each overlook along the way to Grand Canyon Village where I had my campground. These are some ruins up on the rim that they found there. Just mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling the place was. And there's no way any photograph can capture what this is. I used to tell people it was like looking at Raquel Welch in a raincoat. It just didn't give you the full experience. But these are all looking off on from various viewpoints along the south rim. It's about 25 miles from Desert View Tower to Grand Canyon Village, as best I recall. So these are various stops along that route. And again, most people don't come in from there. Most people come in from the south and enter at Grand Canyon Village. This is where I set up my tent, had a little bird visit me, and this is the next morning, I think. I'm starting to get ready to go down into the canyon. I did Kaibab Trail and came down back up Indian Trail or something. That's looking back up at the path down. Look at the people. And there it is again. Look at the switchbacks coming down there. I'd met up with some people as I started, and I ended up spending the days with them. And we hiked down. One of the men and I were faster than everybody else, and we ended up about halfway down. We just said the heck with trying to keep slow for everybody else, and we just went ahead, and we arrived about half an hour or an hour before everyone else at the bottom. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You can't get an idea of the size of this. In the middle of that very picture right there, I'm going to zoom in on that. There's a mule train, and I will zoom in to show you that. I think that's Vishnu Butte. Some of the foliage and a flower. Rocks. Grand Canyon's made of rocks. Look at that trail. Look at that trail. Now imagine the people went down. Oh, there's the first time you can see the bottom where the, I forget the name of it is, but where the campground is at the bottom. This is just a quick ad-lib thing I'm doing here. Just beautiful. Ah. At this point, I'm about halfway down. There's actually a bridge across the river at the bottom, and men had to lug multi-ton cables down this trail to get down there to build that bridge. Mind-boggling what people do to get things done. There's a nice overview of the Colorado, and you see I'm out on the ledge here. Now that's actually bedrock sticking up there, that granite or basalt at the bottom there. We're down to the core, the mantle, past the sediments. There's the bridge out, and there's the bridge in. There's actually two bridges. You come in on that bridge. Kaibab crosses that bridge, and there's the campground. We had a great time down there. The fish just climbed up the line. We had so many trout that night. Oh my God. Big, beautiful trout just climbed right up there. There's the last bit of the trail going down to the bridge. And here's in the campground looking back at where we've come from. There's the group I was with. This is on the way out, and we were hurting. Oh my God, were we hurting. One of the wives threatened to kill her husband for making her do this. And these weren't wimps. None of us were wimps. I just ridden 30 days, 100 miles a day cross country to get there, so I was in pretty good shape. I'm 18, I'm in good shape, and I wanted to die. I mean, my body hurt so bad after that first day. Because see, unlike other hiking, when you hike the canyon, it's not up and down. It's all down and then it's all up. This is up from the oasis halfway up where we spent the first night, looking up at the rim. Indian Gardens. Just a little oasis about halfway up on the return trip. Looking up at the rim. There's hotels and things along that rim. You can not see them. They're so tiny in the picture. And then back up to the campground where it snowed. And my little bird friend visited me again. And I spent another night there. Oh, it's funny. Somebody bought me a hotel room for the last night there, and it was the only night I couldn't sleep. Every other night I'd slept beautifully out in the campground. There's my tent. And then packed it all up, got on my bike, and started back to Boston. Happy day to you.